And I'd like to welcome everybody to Clay County Chat. This is www.thebraziltimes, Brazil Times newspaper. And we're now welcoming members of the Lions Club, President Nellie Shopmeyer and member Brian Wyndham. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate that.
Thanks for having us.
Nellie, can you give me an indication as to how long you've been a member of the Lions Club?
I joined in 2007.
You joined in 2007. Before you joined, what kind of information do you know about the club in general?
Before I joined? Not a lot. My husband joined before I did.
He did? Okay.
He joined in 2005, but I really did not know
now
too much.
The indication I got is that Vern Tincher somehow came over and helped charter this club here in Brazil. Is that correct?
Yes, him and Linda chartered our Brazil club.
Okay. Do you have any idea when that may have been? Or?
It was in the 80s.
So the club's existed for about 25, 30 years now, at least, at this point. Brian, when did you join?
Well, I came in. Nellie actually recruited me into
Really?
the club. She sure did. And I believe Nellie was in 2011.
Sounds good.
I believe my wife Connie and myself, and we're glad to be a part of it.
Okay. Now, Nellie, when you first joined, how many people were part of the club?
When I first joined, there was a fairly good group at that time. And I don't know if you would say 17, 18. I'm not sure on the exact number, but it had a pretty good amount.
Okay. Now, the club's grown though in recent years. Is that the understanding I'm getting?
Well, after I had joined in 2007, it was about a year after that or so. It seemed like that it was really getting to the place that we were almost afraid we were going to have to disband it.
Oh, wow.
There just was so many that had other areas that they were going to, other reasons that they could not be in the Lions Club. And so Vern and Linda from the Riley Lions Club had always supported us so much, and of course had chartered the Brazil Lions. So they came and we worked together and decided that there was a need for it in Clay County and for our community.
Okay.
So we decided to go ahead and start and grow again from there.
Now, to the both of you, can you give me an indication, and our viewers an indication, as to what it is that the Lions Club does for the community? What do you guys do?
Well, our main goal is vision. And we have our eyeglass recycle.
Okay.
And we have our Lions recycle boxes that we leave at the eye doctors. They have them, and banks, and Pizza Hut, and Brazil Times has.
If somebody wants to drop off a pair of glasses into something like that, I mean, we're looking at a situation where worn out glasses, they just no longer want them, they have a new pair. So you take the frames and make new glass. I mean, is that the process?
They use yes, they recycle the glasses.
Okay, okay.
And also hearing aids, if anybody has any old hearing aids also.
Okay.
And then after they've been recycled, then they distribute them to the underdeveloped countries.
I see. Okay.
And I don't know if you remember Dr. Meinhardt, that was the eye doctor here.
Yes.
But he was very active in the project of doing that, and he had gone to Mexico several times to work on that project to fit the people with glasses.
So anybody who sees a box like this one right here, have hearing aids that they no longer use or glasses that they no longer use, they can just feel free to drop anything like that in one of these boxes.
We really appreciate it.
You said that essentially people can find them at banks.
Yes.
Here at the Brazil Times.
Yes.
Grocery stores?
I
mean,
think
just
we have
any kind of,
stores.
but any banks, any public area.
City Hall, local restaurants.
They're pretty much all over the place. Great, great. You had mentioned to me before, you guys had talked about vision testing among our youth here in the community. Can you give me an idea of what it is that you guys do when you do that?
Well, we do the vision screening in Clay County, and this is our first year that we're doing it in the Clay Community Schools.
Okay.
And so we've done it also at Leap Center and the Y and daycare and Head Start.
Okay.
And if there's, we've got some that we have to do yet at the Clay Community Schools. We still have the junior high at North Clay and also Cumberland, and then we need to go to Clay City to the junior high and the grade school there.
Okay.
And we're doing that on the 12th and the 14th of this month, and then when we get that done, we will have completed the whole county.
And you said this is the first year?
First time.
That's wonderful news. Can you kind of give me an idea of what the process is like as far as how the students go through? What do they do? What do you do with them? I've seen it, but I'm not sure if our viewers have. Do the students kind of walk us through what it is that they have to do?
Well, we have Ray Collins is from the Riley Lions, and he brings over the equipment and the experience that he has had so that we can work together to fulfill that mission.
Sure.
And they're quite expensive, what we have to work with. And the children will have a form that they have with them, and we will just take them through that process where we can look and see and check them to see if they're nearsighted or farsighted, and we'll make a note of that. And then they give it to their head school nurse, Lynn Stoling, and then she takes it from there then.
It's quite important, especially for the youngsters amongst all that group. Talk about your guys' meetings. I know in the past you used to meet at the YMCA, but you've moved your meetings now. And can you give the viewers an indication as to when it is that you meet and what do you discuss at your meetings?
Well, we meet the fourth Thursday of each month, and we meet at 6 o'clock for meet and eat at the Top Notch Family Restaurant. And we're not going to meet till November, December will be the second Thursday because of the holidays.
Sure.
But we would really, if anybody's interested in Lions, and we would like for them to join us. And also, the Top Notch has our banner displayed, and we're quite proud of that. And if they're eating at the restaurant, we'd like for them to notice us.
Where's that banner at in there?
It's more over in the family room.
Okay.
On that side.
Okay. Now you've got 20 some odd members now, is it?
27.
27 members. That's great. That's wonderful. Brian, earlier you talked a little bit about a golf tournament, fundraising tournament that you guys have basically just started here in recent years.
Last year was
Okay.
actually the first year. And that's one thing we do at meetings, try to discuss, whether it be a fundraiser or things we can do in the community as a Lions group. One being this golf tournament, along with myself, Judge Blaine Akers, our local fire chief in Brazil, Jake Bennett, and Harvey Roscoe. We were on that committee that put together our first golf outing, and it was great. It was very successful. Local merchants were very helpful, and as far as sponsorships and things involved, and it was very successful. And we were able to raise some money there that we turn around, and then that money stays in the community. It was donated to local charities here.
Okay.
Just recently, and as you've probably seen in the Times itself, have that in there.
Is this something that you guys are thinking that you may do on an annual basis?
Yeah, that's our intent.
Okay.
But there again, I feel like we feel it'll grow, and where people understand, and it'll get more people involved to see what the Lions are actually doing here in the community.
When and where was the golf tournament?
It was here at Forest Park, and now we held it. Now we've done a weekday tournament. It was on Friday afternoon.
Okay.
And we had
18 holes,
18 holes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
and a scramble format.
Okay.
Bring your own team, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. And like I say, we felt it was very successful for putting one together, for the first time. And we was able to, like I say, make a financial impact for some charities here in town, or in the community in Clay County.
That's something you have during the summer or spring? Or?
We done ours in May, wasn't it, Nellie? I believe we done it early on.
So is that something that golfers could look forward to next year?
Yeah, we hope so.
Okay.
I mean, we really look for it.
How many teams did you have?
I believe we had is it 17 or 18 whole sponsors, Nellie? And 14
Well,
or
at
15
least.
teams?
We had at least
So,
that many.
yeah, we had,
Mhm.
we had, yeah, it done real well, so.
Good.
Yeah, we're looking forward to doing that again.
Now, all the money that you make from fundraisers, this goes to local charities? All of it? Okay, wonderful, great news. Nellie, can you give me an indication as to how many pairs of glasses you guys may have collected in the past year? And is that number pretty much a regular number?
Well, we did just a little bit more this year than we did last year, and we
Okay.
collected over 400 this year.
Okay.
And then when our district governor came down, Larry Graydon, then we was able to present those to him and for him to take after.
You know, we were talking before the broadcast started, we were talking about Lions Club Worldwide, and you guys had mentioned that this is a worldwide organization, which a lot of people may not know. Brian, you'd mentioned that this was the largest social organization?
Yes, it is. It's the world's largest social
How many people?
service club.
That
There's
you've heard?
approximately 1.3 million people that are Lions across the world. There's 44 to 46,000 clubs, so it's a very international group. You know, it actually went international in 1920.
Do you, as a club, do you guys ever have specific recruiting times where you're out trying to recruit more members, or do you just do it year-round all the time? Do you understand what I mean? Okay, well, it's March, we're really going to go heavy into recruiting. Is that something that you do, or?
We haven't done that. We have just more or less thought of when we approach people if they act interested. And I don't think sometimes it's hard to just put a time.
Sure.
Because you'll run into people at different times that you might think would be interested in joining.
Jason, Nellie's recruiting every day. She don't quit.
Well, I know that they call us all the time. We've got a new member. We'd like for you to come down and get a
She's
photo.
done
And
a
I love it though
She's
when I
done
hear
a great
that.
job.
That's wonderful.
She really has.
You are the president of the Lions Club.
Right.
How many different officials are there in the club?
We have a vice president, secretary, and treasurer, and we have a person that also kind of does the work for getting recruits to.
Who's the vice president right now?
Don Roscoe.
Okay, and who are the remaining?
Secretary is Kim Riddell,
Okay,
and treasurer is Sue Ellen Wagner, and our recruiter is Dolores Johnson.
okay. Now, are there term limits on, or like you're president, can you be the president for?
Well, my term will, or if you call it term.
Sure.
I have been president for 3 years.
Okay.
But we have been growing, and I've just tried to stay with it to try to help us get organized and get on our feet going again. We only had 5 members when I took over as president, and Sue Ellen Wagner took the secretary and the treasurer's job. She took both of them. So I feel like we're getting, stronger now. And my time will end June of 2014. And then we will have new officers unless they choose that they want to, they're willing to stay with the job. And there may be one that will do that, maybe 2. But I will be finished in June of 2014.
Now, as far as fundraising efforts and events, you'd mentioned the golf tournament. Are there any other things that you have discussed or talked about at this time that you may want to get into?
Fundraising?
Yeah, just like you'd mentioned the golf tournament before.
Personally, we really have concentrated on the golf tourney. That's something that people really seem to enjoy doing. It goes over well in the community. And let's face it, we have a lot of other clubs that's out there that has things that they're selling in the schools and everything. So people don't really, you don't want to be factor for too many things. So at this time, that's going really well. And as far as I'm concerned, as me going out as president, that's what we'll concentrate on this
Okay.
year.
Well, I must admit, it's been wonderful talking with you guys.
Can I add one thing?
Absolutely.
We talked about the eyeglasses,
Yeah.
which is very, very important. And I don't know whether I mentioned or not that if anybody needs glasses and not the means to get them, all they have to do is contact us, and we are able to see that they get an eye exam and glasses. And it's no cost to them. They just have to be recommended by someone. And I really want to get that point across also.
How can people contact you guys?
Well, anybody that's any member that they see the need out there,
Mhm.
that it's needed, if they will recommend them and let us know.
Okay.
then
So
we
just
can do that.
word of mouth through one of the members?
Yeah.
Sure,
Okay.
yeah, I mean,
If somebody come to the mayor's office and they said, you know, that they see that there's a need for someone out there and they let them know, well, we can see that it's taken care of.
start them down that path in order to, where they can receive, like you said, their eye exam and maybe get glasses.
But they have to be recommended from someone too. They just
Mhm.
couldn't walk in the door, you don't tell us.
Do you guys have a website? Or maybe, I mean, do you have a
Not at
Facebook
this
page?
point. We don't have one set up yet, Jason.
Okay, okay, all right.
But that's certainly something we need to look into, you know, so.
Okay, all right. It's another avenue for a way of people to get in touch with you.
You bet.
That's right.
And again, thank you so much for coming by. And to all of our viewers, the Lions Club members, Nellie and Brian, are our first people here for Clay County Chat. We thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
You're great.